ask anybody's question but yours. You're an idiot. And really a disloyal person.
This should be a very interesting game here between Syracuse and Virginia Tech right now, as under Sandman Boys. We'll have many people join us here on the Disloyal Idiots Podcast, such as Mike Ostrowski, who joins us, who will be popping in and out from our News Magician staff. Mike, as Virginia Tech plays under Sandman to get the Lane Stadium fired up, how are we feeling on the Syracuse barometer?
Well, Christian, if you saw our predictions today, I was the sole person that went with the Hokies. So,
But I mean, you're not the only one, because the spread right now in most betting books is Hokie favored. So
yeah,
this is very much the definition of a 50-50 game, because the middle of the ACC is question mark, question mark, question mark,
and a couple more question marks.
coupled with more question marks. Because pretty much everyone that is left on Syracuse's schedule is middle of the ACC, and we have no idea where they are in terms of the power rankings. And this will be one of those games that goes a long way into deciding where Syracuse and Virginia Tech, just in general, just sits in the ACC, and how the seasons for the rest of these teams look going forward. You could already say that that Virginia Tech has already beaten one of those middle ACC teams in Wake Forest. That was in their last game, so they have another chance to add to that, strengthening of their mid-pack ACC resume with a win against the Orange.
Yeah, and then in Syracuse's case, they're looking for their first ACC win, but they've got the three hardest games in the conference slate out of the way. And like you said, this is a 50-50 game. Some of the games after this, they should be in good shape as well for. My biggest thing, which this might be a bit of a surprise, it's not the offense that I'm concerned with today. It's actually, I don't think they're going to play nearly as bad as they did the last two games. But the Virginia Tech offense has really woken up the last couple of weeks before their bye. So I think they're going to be well rested, and it's going to be a game where the SU defense plays their usual bend but don't break. The offense keeps it close, but then near the end, it's going to come down to either a final drive, much like the 2021 game, or a situation where one team is just able to run the clock out on the other team. So I think it will, either way, it'll be a good game to watch. Let's put it that way. It's not going to be the FSU/UNC debacles.
Yeah, and really where Virginia Tech has got it going on is in the passing game. Their quarterback, Aaron Jones, in their last two wins against Pitt and Wake Forest, threw for over 200 yards in both those games. And in the Wake Forest game, went 20 for 29 with 321 yards and 2 touchdowns. He threw 3 touchdowns in the Pitt game as well. So in the wins, Virginia Tech's quarterback, Aaron Jones, has actually performed, fairly well. But that has only been in the wins, because Virginia Tech, just in general, in their losses, the offenses have looked less than stellar. And you got to remember, this is a Virginia Tech team that also already faced Purdue. And yes, the situation was a little bit different earlier in the year, because both those teams had to sit through a 5.5-hour rain delay that probably hampered both of the offensive productions of those teams. But it was still a Virginia Tech team that lost to Purdue, which, if you recall correctly, Syracuse kind of handled this Purdue team earlier.
Yes, they did. Now, my counter to that is, as you said, the rain delay really messed up the flow of that game. I did end up watching at least part of the end of that game, and it really seemed like both teams were not in any kind of rhythm. My other counter is that is the only home game VT has lost so far. So it's going to be difficult. It's not, but it's still going to be more possible than the last couple. And I do think it comes back to, is SU able to establish the run like they did? Now, I know, kind of strange for me to saying like they did against FSU, but they did have a good running game. So if LaQuinn Allen can push close to 100 yards again, I think they're in pretty good shape.
Well, Destin Hawkins is about to receive the opening kick. Syracuse starting with the ball, and this should be interesting because Syracuse really just
That's
hasn't
legal?
done well on the opening possessions at
Wait,
all.
it's illegal for Syracuse to get the ball first?
I mean, mileage shall vary. That's what I was trying to say. Opening kick goes through the back of the end zone, and Syracuse does come out for its first possession. So here comes Schrader. Let's see what happens. I'm going to be interested to see how much, if at all, we see Isaiah Jones, because he has been on the depth chart in and out the past couple of weeks. And if he is in any way, shape, or form available, it looks like he is available on the bottom side of the screen as Schrader takes the snap, looks to his left first, doesn't have anywhere to go as the line starts to collapse, and then kind of just pushes it out. And that's probably going to be grounding unless he was outside of the pocket, which he might have been. So already an auspicious start. This will be very interesting to see Steve's offensive line breakdowns as Enrique Cruz just got absolutely torched by number 52 on Virginia Tech. He's been really, really good the last couple of weeks, especially the last game that Virginia Tech played, where he had 4 sacks, and it is going to be a grounding call, it looks like, on Schrader.
Oh, great. I haven't even pulled up the game yet, so
yeah, and
everything I'm hearing is awesome.
And you are a full play worth ahead of me, so this is going to be interesting.
Oh, I am very sorry.
Oh, no. Dude, that's the good old Air Orange
Yes.
X doing its finest right now.
This is indeed true. But I will call, we'll see. It's 2nd and 21, exactly what you want to see. And what you want to see is a draw play up the middle. Allen does get about 6 yards or so, but it'll still be 3rd and pretty long. And another flag, though, is down on the play, and it looks like Syracuse is already starting to back up.
Can we not? Can we not do this?
Steve, guess who the holding call was on?
Blush?
Yes. Blyche on a pull around, and again, it's number 52 on Virginia Tech, who I've been mentioning. Again, had 4 sacks last week, and Blyche went on a pull block, and now it's 2nd and 28 instead of 3rd and 16. So this is already a great first series for Syracuse, as Schrader's in his own end zone and throws a spike at Allen's feet on 2nd and 28. Which, again, if Allen wasn't in the area, that would have almost certainly been grounding again. And Syracuse's offense is looking pretty to start this first series, boys.
Good.
That's why we can't have nice things.
The offensive line is not looking good, Steve, and I'm going to be interested to see if you have the will to make a spreadsheet this week.
I'm going to be interested if I am physically capable of signing in to watch this game, because this is annoying as hell.
Looks like Schrader audibled out of into a run on 3rd down, because it looks like the line was going into pass protect, but then saw gaping holes and got maybe about 5 yards to give Jack Stonehouse a bit more room to punt. So
I was going to say, I'm not a doctor, but 5 yards isn't usually gaping holes.
No. So it's going to be 4th and 21 when Syracuse punts on its first possession. As Stonehouse is going to punt from his own 14 and gives it a decent boot. Virginia Tech somehow has 2 return men back, as the return man fields it at his 39 and gets about 10 yards to get it to about midfield. So not the worst punt in the world from Stonehouse there. Maybe would have liked it a little bit longer, maybe a little bit higher, but he'll take that. And the unfortunate thing is the Hokies have pretty good field position on their first drive of the game.
Something new and original.
Exactly. This is exactly how Syracuse started its last game. And again, it's offensive line stuff that just keeps on really being Syracuse's downfall this season. First snap for Virginia Tech. Jones looking to throw, looking deep downfield. He looks like he's overthrown his man terribly, and yeah, he has, as he was nowhere to be. He was going to be nowhere near that. Isaiah Johnson was pretty tight on the coverage there as well, so it would have been a tough catch to make. Yeah, I don't see how he was ever going to make that pass to begin with in the first place. That's a wishful first pass on first down. Empty backfield for Virginia Tech on second down. Jones takes a snap. Option play, and he'll pick up about 5 or so yards before Marlo Wax sends him to the ground. So 3rd and 5 now for Virginia Tech. This will be one of the first tests of this defense, as Mike said before the game started. The bend don't break, as it's going to be a run play on 3rd down, and once again, outside edge contain is just not there for Syracuse, and it's about a gain of about 15 to get the first down for Virginia Tech. That's exactly what you cannot have happen, as it looks like, again, outside runs is going to be the name of the game to take out Syracuse, as Derek McDonald and Terry Lockett just couldn't shake off their blockers to try and get hands on the running back, and no one else is there. Double pass option potentially, and that one looks awfully awful. So a trick play for Virginia Tech doesn't work out on their second set of downs. That was not from the Robert Dene School of trick plays.
Trickeration.
No. Steve, it'll be interesting to see when you go back and rewatch, if you want to rewatch that first series from Syracuse, because its offensive line just did not look good. Justin Bear with a huge hit on second down prevent Virginia Tech from getting more than 2 yards.
That sounds better.
It is a lot better. But so 3rd and 8 is a lot better for Syracuse. You're going to most likely see a Virginia Tech pass here. So this will be another interesting way to see where does Syracuse decide to line up in terms of how much pressure do they bring, how much do they drop back in coverage. Marlo Wax is coming on an A-block blitz, and they go with another pitch to the outside, but this time the outside coverage is very, very good. Stephon Thompson there was right there with Brandon Ingraham, who actually ventured out to the outside to make the stop. So it'll be 4th down and about 5. It looks like the Hokies are in somewhat field goal range. I'm not sure if they're going to go for it or not. Yeah, no, it will be a field goal for the a field goal attempt for the Hokies on 4th and 5. This is not an easy shot from the right hash mark. It'll be about high 40s, low 50s in terms of the yardage. No, it's actually only 43 as the kick is up and through the uprights. So Syracuse does his job, a decent enough job with the field position it was given to limit the Hokies to only 3 yards. So this is now back on the offense. And Steve, again, offensive line is going to be the name of the game again.
I was going to say, is the offensive line looking more like the offensive line?
Yeah.
I don't know why it's taken me 10 years of covering this team to make that joke.
I'm surprised you didn't make it in 2020.
I mean, that was just offensive all around.
So first series gone by, and it's the first series for each team that's gone by, and it looks like offense in this game is going to be questionable at best, it looks like. Especially because it doesn't seem like, Syracuse ran one designed running play, and that was called back due to a hold. Its 2 passing plays didn't go anywhere, and Virginia Tech's 2 passing plays didn't go anywhere either. So we might be going back to a high school football game of run the ball and see if it works out.
Yay. I mean, inherently, that game plan should, if that's the game plan all around, that should favor us. Hypothetically.
That should, but then again,
right, there's an operative word in there.
The weakness of Syracuse containing outside run on defense. And then the weakness on Syracuse's offensive side of just having only the concept of a line is interesting. Looks like Steve will be in and out as he tries to sort internet problems, but that will be the interesting thing of whether the offensive line decides to be more than just the concept of an offensive line.
I hope so.
For your sanity.
For all our sanities, Christian.
You make a great point. You do make a great point. And if you're watching on whatever streaming platform or choice you are, feel free to drop a chat on Twitch or YouTube as well. Go to search up Disloyal Idiots on Twitch or YouTube and get into the live stream chats, and you want to chat along and join us in the chat rooms there to ask some questions or wax poetic some comments. What you're thinking about the Syracuse start so far, which is certainly what people would consider a start.
It is definitively a football game.
Which Steve is probably glad he's not being able to see at this point yet.
I'm not going to lie. Part of me is like, do I give up and just get this from you guys and see this vicariously through you?
We're getting close to the point where I use my second computer here to live stream this game over Discord to Steve so we can watch.
Like, is there anything I can sign up for a free trial of?
I don't know. I mean, Spectrum isn't in any more Disney disputes.
Does DirecTV Stream have it?
Well, Spectrum is also like a full 2 plays behind.
This is true. This is on main ESPN, Steve. I'm not sure if that changes things for you or not.
No, because both my parents and my in-laws cannot remember their password.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. This is why you support a password vault similar to 1Password or LastPass or whatever.
Yeah, that's for my parents. They have a holy password document, and it looks like immediately on the first play we got another false start. This is a great start for Syracuse's offensive line.
I mean, are we getting it all out early?
I hope.
I mean, that doesn't inherently mean we're not going to get it all out later too, but
this time it's Jacob Bradford who is the offendant, and immediately Syracuse is on the 1st and 15.
Is it better or worse that we're getting that situation?
No. 1st and 15, it's going to be an attempt at a run through the A gap, but that was certainly an attempt. And Allen is stopped for a loss behind the line of scrimmage for a yard. So immediately 2nd and 16. Not sure if that was Allen's fault for just deciding to not go anywhere else where there was literally bodies in front of him. Trader quick pass on 2nd down, gets it over the middle. It's Dan Villari. The first completion of the game for Syracuse is to the tight end. Our pigs flying.
I'm now just seeing the Allen run, and there really wasn't anywhere for him to go.
Yeah, exactly. But Villari gets 3rd and 8 on a quick out route. Trips formation up top. This is a unusual sight for Syracuse. As Schrader looks to pass, and now is looking deep. A lot of hand touching between Amari Hatcher and his defender, but it looks like Schrader just overthrew Hatcher no matter what. So again, it's another quick 3 and out for Syracuse. Syracuse's offense certainly offensing.
They have the idea of an offense, it seems like, but
and the bad thing about this is that I think in years past we'd have immediately gone to blame the offensive coordinator and things like that. Like, I think a lot of people, like when Sturman Gilbert first came on, like a lot of the play calls were like, "Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that?" Certainly in the late George McDonald years, that was the case. But I don't think you can. And we talked. Steve and I mentioned this in the last watch party we did. I don't think you can necessarily blame a lot of this on Jason Beck. I think a lot of this is also just on the personnel that you have available.
Yeah, and I think we talked about it in the pod as well, how there's a lot of things, like especially on that rewatch, it's a lot of individual breakdowns. Like there's not a ton, or there's not as many systemic issues as it might seem at first blush. If you go back and look at it, it seems to be a lot of, one guy screws up this play, one guy screws up this play, but it's never consistently the same guy, which is, I guess, a bit of a systemic problem, but a different one than what you would expect to a degree.
Yeah. This is all the makings of it being a rough game because Syracuse just can't get it doesn't seem like the momentum is going to come very easily for Syracuse in this game, just in general. Just mainly because the offense is just not doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Moving the ball.
Yeah. And already it's been put into adverse situations by the offensive line, which certainly doesn't help things either. Because you could easily make the argument that both drives were killed before they ever got going because of the offensive line.
Yeah, tacking on an extra 5 yards from the get-go isn't the greatest game plan.
Yeah, and then having the offensive line break down, forcing Schrader into an opportune grounding situation isn't ideal either.
All right, now my stream has just stopped working entirely, so I think I'm gonna have to hop out for a split sec.
So things work there as well as they do in the dome, I see.
Oh yeah, this is supposed to be one of the buildings that JMA has put 5G in, by the way. Sure not noticing it.
Perfect.
Cute doubt meme with Xbox Express button press.
Yeah, good old Phil Coles. Wait, what's his name? I should know this.
I forget also.
Phil Coles. Yeah. I have played that game before. It's just been a couple of years.
All right. Well, while ESPN decides to work for our other friends here on the stream, they've come back from commercial break. We'll see what Virginia Tech is able to do on their second possession.
I mean, it was mildly hilarious that they're showing basically a pan of half completely disinterested Virginia Tech fans.
Well, this is the student section who you should imagine would be, better hyped up. I'm not sure kind of what the in-between quarters entertainment is. All right, so 1st and 10 from the 32. It'll be play action, and again, Virginia Tech's going to look deep, and this is just not the play.
I mean, it was a play. It was 10 yards past the receiver into bad coverage, but it was a play. They ran a football play.
That was a play. That was very similar to Virginia Tech's first play that they ran, Steve, that you didn't see.
Oh yeah.
So
just a whole host of send it to no one.
So that was Virginia Tech's third passing play, and they've decided to go for the home run ball on 2 of them. But again, it's that outside rush that gets Virginia Tech close to the first down marker, and they will move the chains.
I'm very curious as to what the adjustment that needs to be made there is, because that wasn't open early in the season, and then it became a bit of an issue the last couple of weeks. And I don't know if maybe Barron needs to be more downhill or what exactly needs to happen there, because
it almost feels like Syracuse does need to go to 4 linemen at some point.
I mean, they're effectively running that 4-2, which is a nice flush there from the defense. Home run ball.
And again, deep ball that is thrown into like literally no man's land. Like Bellamy has that guy pretty well covered.
So their quarterback has the exact opposite problem of Schrader?
It appears so.
If we combine them, it's like the perfect quarterback.
inaccurate quarterback who can both throw inaccurate long and short.
Okay, take the average of both of them. Yeah.
Again, it's another outside run, and again, Virginia Tech's going to get good yardage there. That's 8 yards, and that one was again no edge contain.
Yeah, Sparrow got
Johnson
turned in there hard.
Johnson flushed out due to the receiver route, and
it looked, from what it looked like on the quick, it looked like Sparrow bit on that play action didn't bite on the handoff. So the play action's been effective, basically.
Yeah, and Syracuse went all out for the run and 3 in a quick slant because no one was covering that guy close.
Wait, you're allowed to run quick slants? Because can we try that?
Yeah, that's a good third down short play call. Syracuse hasn't been in a position where they can try and make that play call.
You can run a 15-yard slant.
But again, it's outside runs.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech's noticed it quickly. It's 11 yards again.
Miles Farmer in.
Interesting to see who he's in for.
Yeah. When they go wide again, I'm going to try and take a gander.
I'm going to try and take a gander as well. Right now, it is 1st and 10. Virginia Tech's in SU territory. Yeah, and Syracuse is at the 20. They're at the 28. I think Farmer is in for Jason Simmons.
Yep.
And this time it's a run by the quarterback to the outside, to the right, and he picks up about 5 yards. So this is a change that I think...
also not on the field.
But this is a change I think that we expected a lot of Syracuse to make at some point. Farmer to come in at some point, and it was going to be just a matter of who. But notably, it's the entire second safety unit is in. So Smurf Greenwood and Jaden Gould are also in. So this might just be a change to see what sticks. As Braylon Ingram this time blows up the outside run to the right.
He's a large human being.
He is, and it seems like, and now we come to the point of the season where it feels like Dino is finally trusting some of the talent that's in the transfers to get them a bit more playing time.
Right. Some of those guys that came in late, I mean, you would think, I guess coming off the bye, it makes as much sense as you can.
Yeah. But it's interesting to see the whole second safety unit out there because the entire second safety unit is out there.
Yeah.
This time Smurf has rotated out for Elijah Clark, but again, it's that outside run that gets another couple of yards.
I'm curious I guess against the 3-3-5, that off-tackle run is something that should be open.
Yeah. And it looks like they're pulling a lot as well. At least initially, it looked like there was a good pull block there. Another snap and a pitch to the right. This time, it's a double pass, and it's into the end zone for a touchdown. Yeah. So that time, the trick play works for Virginia Tech, as Syracuse had to bite on the run because that's what they've been getting gashed on, and that's just a great play call.
Oh, it was an extremely good setup, an extremely good play call, and solid execution.
Really good execution. Yeah.
From I guarantee whoever's up in the booth for Syracuse was screaming as soon as it happened, because as soon as you see that running back slow down and check up, you know what's coming, and that wideout was had leaked perfectly. So,
touchdown Virginia Tech, extra point coming, and it's through for a score. So 10-0 Virginia Tech.
Yeah, Syracuse needs an answer here, and I don't know what that answer is.
Oh, and Bellamy slipped while trying to cover.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. So that's just unfortunate there as well.
That's their first completion or second completion of the game, isn't it?
Yeah, and the first one was that slant on 3rd and 1.
Right.
When they went up tempo as well.
Huh. Well then, here we are again.
So this is just a situation of can Rocky Long make an adjustment to stop the outside run? Because if he can, it doesn't look like Virginia Tech has much else in the locker to try and break down Syracuse defensively.
I guess the only question would be whatever that adjustment is, does that open something else up?
That is true.
So that's always the conundrum, is when you make some sort of shift, some sort of major shift, because it looks like you're gonna have to do something to stop that. That it drastically opens some other hole up in your defense. So hopefully that's not the case.
So this is going to be interesting, just in general. We'll see how it goes.
Where they come out of the break.
Indeed. Mike, I hope you missed that last drive.
Oh, I saw the touchdown. As soon as I managed to find a lounge that was open, and as soon as I turned it on,
Yeah,
great
sounds
start,
good.
guys.
This is going to be interesting to see how Syracuse responds, because I mean, when Tony White was defensive coordinator, I mean, he was always great at making adjustments, and I don't think we've been in a position that much to where Rocky Long has need to show it off. He can make adjustments, mainly because the level of competition hasn't necessitated it. So this will be interesting now.
Yes, it will.
But it'll also be interesting to see if the offensive line can offensive line.
Steve, that's your cue.
I got nothing.
Good.
You know it's good when I'm speechless about the offensive line.
Yes.
Like, I haven't seen enough to make any sort of adjustments or suggest any sort of adjustments, and from everything I'm hearing, shit's sideways.
Again, I'm going to be surprised if you have the mental will to make a spreadsheet this week.
I already don't.
Good. For those who didn't watch or listen to our most recent episode of Disloyal Idiots, first of all, if you haven't, you can check out the VOD on YouTube, Disloyal Idiots, or on your podcast platform of choice, just by searching up Disloyal Idiots. Steve made a spreadsheet because he didn't see the entirety of the Florida State game. So he made a spreadsheet of the first 7 drives that happened.
And we broke them down. And they were ugly. Actually, they weren't. See, that's the problem I have watching recaps and breaking down film, is it's like you get frustrated because of why are we taking this out of the end zone? Why?
Yeah, you got Destin Hawkins does get. No, that's actually Darren Gill who's actually back there, and you know Darren Gill wants to have a little bit of speed. So ESPN showing the all 22 replay of the touchdown. You can see the wide receiver goes out to the left to try and make a motion, and we'll see what happens with Bellamy. Does he get shoved to the ground? He kind of does, yeah.
Oh, he gets the old push pull, but it's within the 5 yards.
Yeah.
So they're not going to call anything. Oh, Jesus.
Well, that's a good bullying run from Allen, but
that's great from Allen. That's shit from
but it was not pleasing to see that there were no big white jerseys around him in any way, shape, or form.
When you see, literally, it looks the offensive line is not supposed to look like oh Jesus.
So I believe
Schrader missed the guy over the middle that was sitting right in front of Alford's route. So
yeah, I believe I am now a play ahead of you guys. So
I am not happy about what Mike's saying, because it doesn't sound like the third down play is going to be that good.
Well, it was a play.
Oh, great. All right, 3rd down and 6. Here we go. Schrader claps his hands, but he will reset again. We've seen a couple of this 20 personnel look from Syracuse from time to time. Lee takes the snap, looking left, and it's a check down to Allen, which is, I guess, fine.
Sure.
Like I said, it was a play. It was a play, but
I don't.
I mean, was
that Schrader's first read? Isaiah Jones is open in the middle there.
There's a guy sitting in front of Jones.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, linebacker was sitting there. But
Kind of
still,
like the Alfred plays
especially
one.
if you're Allen, you've got to get upfield. What are you doing there? Like,
Well, I think
I get trying to extend it, but
Oh boy! Now here's a real play. You're gonna love this.
this is after the punt.
nope. This
We're
looks
seeing
like
the
it's
punt.
during the punt because the
Oh,
blocking
yeah,
is
that's a play.
happening, and it is going to be almost a return as Jack Stonehouse and Wes Ho come together to absolutely flatten each other. And it
Jack
looks like
Stonehouse is
Stonehouse is
injured.
injured as well, which was incredible.
You know how we had a punter?
What punter?
Now we don't have a punter.
Yeah.
Great. Can this game possibly get any worse?
For Syracuse, no. Well,
We
yes,
got 45 minutes left.
Yeah.
So
But there are plenty ways for Syracuse to get worse.
Kayvon Darton doing some work as always. Oh, God. Yeah, he twisted something real good there. You can see it from the behind angle.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. Who's our backup punter? Is
Ian
Ian Hawkins still around?
Yeah, is it
Max von Monberg's
Yeah.
technically still. Oh, that's. It looks like friendly fire from Ho. Honestly.
Yeah, it was from Ho.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It was definitely from Ho. Yep, ran right into Ho's chest.
Yep, and then gets twisted and.
Yeah, and he's grasping his left knee there.
You don't need
On the plus side, it's not his punting leg.
I feel like the plant foot might be more important.
Yeah, that is truly true. Someone asked Pat McAfee what's more important, the kicking leg or the planting leg. And it's because the return man decided to juke at the last second. So that's just unfortunate.
Yeah, he's coming off.
Is he standing?
Nope, he's got
He is
no pressure
using
on that
one
left
leg.
leg.
Not helping, guys. Not helping. Great.
So this can only be described as going well so far for Syracuse.
What's left on the shit bingo card?
So we've already had trick play for a touchdown.
We almost
We
had
have
punt return for a
for
touchdown.
massive yardage.
Yeah.
We haven't had backbreaking.
Oh no, there's no pressure on either. Like he's
And
kind
here,
of toe tapping there.
Yeah, exactly.
almost had a great play there.
For us or them?
No, double reverse. Darton just misses a guy and still gets 10 yards because that's what happens with Syracuse.
Oh, Stonehouse is still getting carried off the field here.
Oh, wonderful. Congratulations.
Yeah, Kevon had him, and he just was a
and
second too late.
Kind of just missed him, and then everyone's on chase duty. Yeah, Virginia Tech is just gashing Syracuse with the run.
Which is so weird.
Which is a return of last year's defense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get, sure, return or like double reverse, it is what it is. Like you can get caught out no matter what, but the consistency of that C gap, like B to C gap off tackle, almost power, it's just like, what's going on here? Like that, which you guys probably saw a minute ago.
Yeah. I mean, decent hold on second down, but it was second down and 1, so immediately a first down. Snap once again. This time another play action. And again, the pass defense has been good. There's Miles Farmer on the tackle. Very nice. Does see him basically fulfilling a similar role to Elijah Clark. Just head down, run at guy, see guy, head guy.
I actually have a friend who's down there for this game.
God bless his soul.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Second down and again. This time Syracuse
I
does a
mean,
better job of continuing the outside run there, as the spot is actually going to make the guy lose a yard. So it'll be third down and 9. little bit more penetration there from the offensive line. Got into the backfield a little earlier. And so Virginia Tech's going to go interesting here. They're going to go empty on 3rd and 9. Martel Rex is getting ready for an A gap blitz.
Oh. Nearly a pick.
Way to spoil it. Jeez.
Yeah.
All right, I'll just mute myself.
Spoilers.
Sorry.
That was a beautiful play.
It was a great job from Isaiah Johnson. He's been very good at that, and just in general, like not only playing tight coverage, but sometimes he'll be able to jump around. And that's good zone coverage from Johnson there. Kept his eye on the quarterback, and knew that he had 2 guys he had to keep an eye on, and saw that the quarterback was going to go to the outside guy and try to jump that route. Very, very close. So a chip shot field goal for Virginia Tech. That was a good bend don't break series from the defense there.
Yeah, can we just get a good series
From the offense, that's remains to be seen.
From either side. I don't care. Right now we've got 6 not great options from everybody.
Yeah,
like they've gotten points from every possession. We haven't gotten a first down.
Steve, correct me if I'm wrong. You're the guy who's played football. You need first downs in order to win, right?
I mean, technically no, but I don't think we're completing those plays either.
You can ask the Steelers this year. They tend to not get those and have still won 4 games.
Somehow.
It's because Mike Tomlin's playing the rest. We know this.
They've won 4 games in spite of Matt Canada?
Yeah, again, it's because Mike Tomlin's paying the rest. We know this.
I'm not looking forward. I mean, now, my brain goes doom and gloom, but if SU scores, we have a 1-possession game here. Like, they've at least been holding to field goals.
But if Virginia Tech scores, Steve is switching to the Bills game.
Yeah, right. If this goes sideways, it's going to be a Christian and Mike affair, and I'm going to go watch the Bills. Because I believe they're kicking in, 2 minutes?
I forget if it's 8:30 or 8:20 that they start.
Yeah, I think, you know what? I think it might be an 8:30 kick.
Technically, it's 8:20, but we'll see.
-11, 2, and 7. Those are our 3 drives. Great.
I love -2 yards
9
of
plays
offense
for
on the first 3
-2.
drives. Yeah.
Well, good news. We have now made it back
4.
to.
Nope.
We have made net yardage.
Oh, good. Yeah, Mike's a play ahead of us.
Never mind. That was actually backwards.
Yeah, that was. Yeah. Oh, are you the same play as us?
No, Mike's ahead of us by a player. So it's 2nd and 11 right now with 1:38 left to go.
So we're at -3.
We're at -3. Schrader looks to pass and completely is on the wrong page with Damian Alford there.
Still at -3. In shades of Bob Uecker, just a bit outside.
Indeed.
Not a great time for the baseball references, Steve.
Baseball hasn't started. Doesn't that start in April? Chris and I haven't watched baseball in a long time.
3rd and 11. Schrader goes off his first read, but then absolutely no one is open and gets sacked.
-5 yards of offense.
6.
So Schrader went off his first
counting.
read there. It's just that no one else was open for him to make a different read.
Has Schrader tried to break contain yet?
Once. No, he has not.
Like, not counting that, oh shit?
No.
And that's something that Schrader said he was, I think they were going to try and implement more, or at least do more.
The run and gun, I'm still trying to figure out how Schrader went from doing exactly what he's been doing these past 2 games, 2 years
versus
ago,
what he did in Purdue,
to what he did for all of last year and the year before, and then continue to do that until we played Clemson and then decide to fall apart.
Yeah, not cool. Was that von Monberg? Because it was
was-
someone. It was a guy wearing an extra jersey.
Right. I was trying to figure that out. There must be somebody on the punt team that's wearing.
I'm pretty sure it was. Yes, I'm pretty sure it was him.
No, Emily Leckler from Syracuse.com is saying that she thinks that was Zenenberg.
Oh,
And it would make sense if he's got an extra jersey on because he and McDonald both wear 15.
And McDonald is on punt, so that does make sense.
Yeah.
yeah.
And again, outside run gets 10 yards for Virginia Tech. Drink.
Yeah. Well, yeah, looking at the travel roster, Von Marburg's the only other punter that traveled to, so is that him?
Von Marburg's carrying 36, or on the official roster is listed as 36. I didn't see on the travel.
Looks like Isaiah Johnson and the Virginia Tech running back are shaking up on the play. Johnson's trying to run it off.
Don't rub it.
Oh, they collided knees. That's not a pretty feeling.
No. Likely nothing lasting, but definitely hurts like a son of
Yeah, for both of them, it's definitely one of those that you're going to need ice for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's everyone's favorite, banging your shin on the table, or the forearm on the table.
Yep. Yeah, it's the extreme. Oh, Hawkins. So Hawkins wears the same number as Francois Knowlton, and Denneberg wears the same number as Richard Perry. So literally every one of our punters.
Denneberg was 15. Remember, not 92.
Oh yeah,
Denneberg was 92 last
he used to
year.
be 92.
He
Yep.
switched out of the blue right before Wickoff
to
kickoff
15.
of
Yeah, he
week
switched
one.
to 15.
Yeah.
And of course, they haven't changed the roster on Syracuse's website because why would they?
Are you surprised?
No, absolutely not. I would be more surprised if they did have it updated. This is the department we laugh about, misspelling literally everything.
So I think this is a good time to go over our first impressions of Syracuse as the first quarter has ended. 13-0 Virginia Tech. Defense has been okay. Offense has been very much not so.
Special teams has also been not so.
Syracuse went 3 and out on each of its 4 drives to start.
I don't even have anything to continue conversation with that. That is just a statement.
Yes.
It's bad enough that it's just like, no, that's what happened. I guess let's put it this way. Did anyone remotely think we were going to see this level of depravity from Syracuse's offense?
Because you would expect that. This is a decent Virginia Tech defense. You got to remember the head coach is Brent Pry. I mean, he was the guy who orchestrated the defenses of the. He was the guy who orchestrated the defenses of Penn State in the mid to late 2010s, and so his defenses are okay. But as Andy joins us, there's no reason why Syracuse should go 3 and out and look this bad on each of its first 4 drives.
Christian,
I decided to jump in.
Typically better than just okay.
That is true.
I decided to jump in here because I'm really frustrated. My wife's about to watch the game with me. I'm going to be on my not best behavior, but I'm going to be slightly more positive once that happens. So this is me getting all of my negative energy out in 5 to 10 minutes.
Your wife's a Syracuse alum. Shouldn't she expect you to be completely
Oh, absolutely. Oh, but her philosophy
depressed?
is a healthy one to this, where she's like, it's going to be bad, so why would you expect anything else? There's a much healthier relationship with this than the one that I have.
Kevin just posted something on our Slack, and I think it's something we're gonna have to bring up very, very soon.
Was it the fact that I took a photo of the drive chart that said punt, punt, punt with negative yards, and somehow the yardage has gotten worse since that graphic went up?
No,
well, that is certainly one of the things. But the thing that Kevin posted is in our Slack is something that I think, regrettably or not regrettably, we're going to be talking about very, very soon. In our
I'm gonna I kind of posted it in the Slack as a comment, but I texted this to my friend group chat. I think it's time to have the conversation about moving on. Not just because of like this one bad half, but Mike, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. I said this team was bad, and you said yes, but then look at the injuries. And my counter argument to that is that I'm 100% with you. I think if at healthy, this team is probably a mid-tier ACC team. The problem is, and what has been the problem for Dino every single year that he has been here, is that they have needed almost perfect health in order to be a mid-tier or above program. And that has happened twice. It happened last year in the first part of the season, and it happened in 2018 for the whole season. And there's just no depth here. And in the transfer portal era, that feels like someone you cannot have running this program. Like you need to have I think we need a program builder, but to like quote, oh man, why am I blanking on his name? The guy, ESPN's ACC reporter, David Hale. David Hale went on a podcast with Brent Axe and basically said, look, if Dino can't do it, there is literally no resume available that makes any sense that could do it at Syracuse with logic. And that is terrifying to me.
And Dino just said in his after first quarter interview with the ESPN sideline reporter Harry Lyles, we got to run the ball more. Our throwing game is the throwing game, which is a distressing statement to make. We got to fix the running game because our throwing game is the throwing game.
I think inherently what he meant is fix that to open it up. Because if they can't run, there's no chance they're going to be able to pass.
That is true.
Because the passing game is so bad.
This is a Virginia Tech defense who's actually good at pass defense and shit against the run, and we can't run on them right now.
Yeah, I'm scared about that. Can I just interrupt to say that we have our first angry tweet that has been deleted off of Twitter by someone of note? Remember Evan Foster?
Yeah.
Tweeted, I think the entire 28 team is entitled to a cut of Baber's contract for this 8 years of robbery.
Oh,
Tweet has since been deleted.
Please tell me you took a screenshot of that.
I will send the screenshot in the chat. And for the record, that I think I can say this. That tweet was sent to me directly by a booster. Yeah, things are.
Have we reached? We've already had a major league quote. Have we reached? The Bob Uecker sentiment of, hey, you can say whatever you want. Nobody's listening anyways.
I think if you give it another quarter
We're
or so,
still on prime time, so.
Well, the NFL.
I think we're stuck for another 2 weeks.
Yeah, well,
get to that point.
All Central New York at this point is flocking to the Bills game instead of this game. Mike is a play ahead of us.
Guys.
Mike is a play ahead of us, and I'm not. Yeah, that's not what you want to see.
I'm gonna jump off now because I don't have a TV in the back of this room. But I just came here to vent my frustrations and let y'all know that on Sunday's podcast, I might be the ringleader of the "It's Time to Move On" crowd. So preview for everybody. Bye.
I don't like Mike in the background saying, "What are you doing?"
Oh, Syracuse just almost got caught with too many men.
At least the pass defense is doing okay.
Can you knock on something, please? Like they're gonna hit one of these home run balls eventually.
My desk is made of faux wood, so it's. Can we have Mudkip bless the Syracuse defense? Can Mudkip bless the Syracuse defense? Mudkip, please do something.
Maybe.
My family
Okay,
just came
something.
back from a
That's
trip to
something.
Japan, and so they got me this Mudkip plushie as a commemorative gift, and I am very happy that it's here with me. This Mudkip is helping me get through these sad Syracuse times.
It's about the only option we got.
Hey, a positive.
A penalty not against Syracuse.
Correct.
Oh, I'll reset again.
Again, remember, Mike's play ahead of us because he's watching on linear and not on digital.
Well, that was because my digital was a full 2 plays behind your digital.
That also. Yep. You're not allowed to hold Marlowe Wax like that.
No, it's not how that works usually.
So 2nd and 20. Again, Syracuse is finally getting stops, but it's always when Virginia Tech's in field goal range. Another backwards side pass and another missed arm tackle. This time it was Chase Simmons who missed an arm tackle.
What do we think our best actual secondary unit is? Like, if we had to put the best 5 out there, or I guess best 3, because the corners are pretty well the corners.
For me,
actually,
it's for me it's Farmer. You have to put Farmer and Clark out there. I think you have to have Farmer or Clark out there, and then kind of a toss up between who's left between Gould and Barron. I would say,
Yeah,
probably for experience sake, Barron. I haven't seen enough of Gould yet to make a definitive assumption. I've seen enough of Farmer that I can say that I think it should be Farmer. That Farmer should be out there for most plays with Clark as the starters.
Yes. I apologize. Again, good old Air Orange X shut off for a split second, and that was enough to kick me.
there you go.
That always happens. Glad to see, even with a new strategic partnership in the carrier done with a new wireless partner that's supposed to bring upgraded Wi-Fi, that the Syracuse student Wi-Fi on campus Wi-Fi is still less than ideal.
I'm also in the newest building on campus, so
I know, yeah. Steve is going through Civil War reenactments right now in his head, of like just flashbacks of awful times.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what the omen for this game was? We probably should have. The reason, we didn't see this coming, but we should have seen this coming. The fun fact that I put in this article, and the article for our What to Watch this week, was that this is the first regular season game that Syracuse has played on a Thursday since 2019.
Oh, that's a good one.
That Thursday 2019 game was also on the road after a bye. And it was against
NC State.
And it was at NC State.
Yep.
Steve, you might remember that game well. Because our former friend and former editor of this page, Steve takes off his headphones, knows that game very, very well.
Yes, and you know what's sad? That's one of those games etched in memory. I can tell you where I watched it. I can tell you exactly. Oh, God. Yeah.
The 2019 NC State game was not pretty.
No, it was one of the ugliest games I've ever watched. And I watched it at goddamn Buffalo Wild Wings. It wasn't even an acceptable
that's a
place
beautiful
to
place
watch
to watch that game. That's a beautiful way to experience that game.
It was 100% fitting for that. You know what the sad thing is? You know what the real sad thing is with this?
Please.
We look this shitty off a bye, and guess what next week is effectively going to be?
A bye.
Yeah.
Because it's an extra day.
Yeah, we get an extra 2 days.
And guess what? The week after that is essentially going to be
a bye.
Oh yeah.
Because we go from Thursday to Friday to back to Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Although Marlowe actually just made a great play, so
He did. Did he make another great play?
Did he make two?
Were you
great
talking the
plays
shoestring? Were you talking the shoestring tackle on the QB that should have been contained multiple times?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here's a kick.
Yep, here it comes. 39-yard attempt.
Can you
And
miss one of those?
right down Broadway. Let's do the AFL sign for a goal. Shout out Australian rules football. That
Good
sport's
old Aussie
elite.
rules. That sport is a sport.
That sport is so much fun to watch. It's so chaotic.
I still remember like the standard, like the Saturday morning ESPN2, like whatever they would show. It was always great.
AFL.
Yep.
One of the most electric things you can watch on YouTube is AFL kicks after the siren, because
Oh yeah.
because of the way to score in AFL is there's four long poles that come up that create like 3 zones, and you have to kick the ball through those zones or move the ball through those zones. Usually it's a kick because it's so much easier to kick the ball through those zones.
Yeah.
And if you kick it through the middle zone, it's 6 points. If you kick it through the one of the side zones, it's 1 point.
Huh. So
And because it's a mixture of like football and rugby, like you can still move the ball forward, but obviously there's like no down markers. But what you can do is you can kick the ball and kick the ball when then if one of your players catches it, or if a player catches it, it's called a mark. And play doesn't resume until you re-kick the ball. And so if you take a mark, if you make a catch, and then you can make a kick after the final buzzer, after time ends. And it's one of the most electrifying things you can do. So like literally make a score after official time has ended.
I think this game officially broke Kevin.
Yeah. I saw Kevin too earlier this weekend. He was in such a good mood.
This should be. I think Sean and John should have warned Kevin that this is, side effects of being Noon's Edition editor.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, question for both of you. I am seeing this in game thread, and it's actually a pretty good comparison, I think. This season reminds me a lot of the season where Dungy took that hit against Central Michigan. Schrader and his team just hasn't been the same since Clemson. Pretty much to me.
Was it Clemson who took that hit?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, because I was there. That was it. Yep, got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, since that he hasn't been the same, but
yes,
there's a lot of other things.
Yes, but that doesn't mean he should be as passive as he is in terms of writing decisions. Oh, Michael Vick's here. That can only bode well.
Oh. In hindsight, Syracuse dodged a bullet not recruiting him.
I mean, yeah. But that also was there's a lot of cascading effects like from that whole era. You had that, which led to Pasqualoni's complete downfall, which led to Ray Rice not coming here, which led to whatever the hell happened with Greg Robinson, and then the rest of eternity. So, you're looking at quite the butterfly effect.
I found a GameCube emulator online a couple weeks ago. I'm thinking of picking up a GameCube NCAA football game just to see what I could do with Syracuse, just to have some fun. Hey, Schrader completes a sideline pass to Damian Alford.
Mm-hmm.
So we are allowed to get first downs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like if we put that was the graphic. One first Syracuse down, 1 Syracuse first down to 10 Virginia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's great.
Well, the line is still not lining right now. Schrader, he got a couple yards out of that, but
yeah,
He also almost died.
Well, one he almost died, but in the second one, he actually stepped up in the pocket and did something. And like in that play to Damian Alford.
Right. But I mean, both plays he's been moving and functional.
God, yeah, Schrader and Allen right now in this drive is making plays in spite of line being
Right.
a line.
Everything right now is happening in spite of the 5 guys up front.
Yeah.
And I don't know how.
Nope, he couldn't do it a third time.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. Let's see what happens. Third down. Doesn't move off his first read, and before he can move on to his second read,
Mark
Petrie
got
just gets
eaten.
absolutely destroyed by this guy again.
52's been having a day.
Again,
No matter what side he's been on.
I mean, he's been having.
I called this.
I mean, again, he had a
this-
breakout. He had a breakout game in Virginia Tech's last game with 4 sacks, and
But that's, I mean, again,
this will make you feel fun, Steve. He's also a Florida transfer.
great. So he knows Blaise.
This is word for word what I said in the what to watch for, that, hey, this guy is really good. If SU can't contain him, Schrader is going to die.
That looks like Stonehouse actually punting again. So it looks like
I think
It
it
looks-
was.
yeah. So it looks like his knee is okay, or leg is okay.
Let me get.
Shout out Magic Soccer Serum, because that's probably the only explanation I could have.
Yeah. They sprayed the hell out of that.
Mm-hmm. Or like taped it up heavily.
Let's see. Yeah, according to live stats, it was Stonehouse. So he's back.
And it's a good punt also. I mean, pins Virginia Tech at the 8. Now let's see what the Syracuse defense can do with good field position. First, there'll be a run again to the B gap, and this time, yeah, that's a good play from Darton to shed that tackle, and then Sparrow from behind helps clean it up.
Like, get a good stop here, get some decent field position, and maybe get like the. Damn it, Mike.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just going to mute at this point.
So
And I'm assuming this is what happened on third down also. Because second down play went nowhere. Mike is actually
I still haven't seen the second down play, so
I will call play by play of what happens on third down here. 8:58 left to go. Third down, and a little bit further back from the line of scrimmage. So Mike must be super ahead of us right now, actually. That's actually really, really funny. So here's third down. Kyron Drone in a shotgun. Takes a snap, looks left, and is going to throw a screen. And Isaiah Johnson misses the tackle, and the screen does succeed for 10 yards and the first down. Yeah, Johnson just completely missed the tackle here. That would have stopped that drive. But it's a fresh set of downs. So Syracuse can't get out on first 10 and 10. Again, that's a good option play from Virginia Tech. That's been successful a couple of times, where the run option and the quarterback keeping it to run up the middle has really worked out well, because Syracuse's unsuccessfulness with that outside rush means that they've been kind of committing hard to the outside run stop, leaving the middle open. Here's second down again. It's another mid A B gap rush that picks up 10 yards. I didn't think we would have to talk about run defense again, boys, but here we are. I thought that was a problem that was solved last year.
I think we all thought that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it, but just judging by the look I'm giving right now, you can probably tell what just
Yeah,
happened.
I just saw that. Yep. That's the first big play that Virginia Tech has completed. And this time the ball over the top of Isaiah Johnson is successful for the score.
Call it.
Yeah, Johnson just gets beat, man, 1-on-1.
Do you fire him this week or next week?
You've got to wait until next week.
No, next week when if they lose to BC at home,
If you lose to BC, that's when you start.
That's it. That is
Yeah.
it. You can't go. And also, who said it in the chat? Yes, Andy just said it in chat. You cannot go to NYC to your boosters 4 and 5 with Dino still there.
Yeah, I mean, I've been an ardent Dino supporter for years, and I really like
me
what
too.
the guy has done.
Me too.
And like, I don't
But
know.
like at this point, yeah, this is not. You can't do this anymore. So yeah, I restarted the watch parties because I assumed it was going to be better after the 3 rough games.
Right.
Not quite.
Now, this is also, again, to put it in some semblance of perspective, this is a Virginia Tech team that has been finding themselves the last couple of weeks.
Yes, but again, those wins were against those mid-ACC teams in Pitt and Wake Forest.
Yeah. And, yeah.
Is the first basketball exhibition actually tomorrow? I completely missed that.
It is.
Oh.
Well, we at least have that to look forward to.
Yeah.
So
Me
lacrosse.
and Dom will both be there, so.
Like, what? I guess maybe that's. I don't know. Like, if I'm at a complete loss for words. Like, at what point do you just pull the trigger and put one of the other quarterbacks that's going to be here next year in the game like this? If you're getting run off the fucking field, pardon my French, but like coming out of the half, if we're down 30 points, what's the point in trotting Schrader out there?
There is none.
No.
He's going to.
Yep.
Oh, he's going to. We're not going to see. We might see Carlos in the 4th for like the most vanilla game plan imaginable.
But then again, what has Carlos shown? Like, I get we haven't let him cook. But
That's the thing. This is a conversation I've had with somebody very recently. We've seen basically nothing from Carlos this year. I know he played the half game against Notre Dame, and then Pitt was just a messy game. So can you really judge him off just that much? And then we haven't seen Brandon Davis at all. So
yeah, and Kevin brought this up in our Slack. I think most fans would actually prefer to see Braden Davis as the starter next year instead of Carlos Del Rio Wilson, just out of pure hope something is different.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Something I shouldn't do.
Good.
Oh, I'm still at commercial. What are we doing? How bad did we do?
No, it's the first thing that's coming out of commercial.
No, I'm saying how bad is it?
Yeah,
He's walking.
It's one of the worst case scenarios.
Oh, sweet. Let's see. All right, here we're gonna play. What's the worst case scenario? I got to see who's on the field first.
Okay, you didn't hear me. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
That's up there.
Yeah. So Steve has reacted, so we shall reveal. That was Elijah Clark walking to the locker room.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, either of the number 5s going out would have been bad. This is by far the worser.
Yeah.
Jesus.
the worst of the two.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what Schrader does on drive number 6. God.
I'm going to put money on nothing.
Audible with 6 seconds left is always a good sign. RPO pitch. Actually gets a couple yards. Hey, Steve, guess what? The strategy, it's back.
Oh, we're running away from the blocking again?
Run away from the protection. Literally,
Yeah.
Schrader ran past the tackle before he pitched it to Allen.
God. Let's watch. I like you guys get the play, I get the review.
Hey, a slant over the middle worked, and Hatcher gets just lit the F up.
Oh, jeez.
But
Somehow I've now fallen a play behind you.
Oh, coming out of commercials is always a crapshoot
Yeah.
on the ESPN app.
Oh my God, that might be targeting.
That should be targeting.
Are they reviewing it for targeting?
There was a flag, and yeah, that's got to be targeting. Yeah, Hatcher just got absolutely mollywopped. Is that his mouthpiece that's flying right there?
Oh, sweet shit.
Yes,
That's
it was.
targeting.
Yes, it was.
That's targeting.
Yeah.
If that's not, I don't know what the hell it is.
I don't know how he was on. I don't know how he's still on his feet. He got up to his feet, and he
He's
looked
doing a
losing.
little, he's doing a little weeble wobble action there. Yeah, that's targeting.
Mudkip
I mean,
does
now
not
at the
approve.
same time, the Clemson play was not considered targeting. So
I still don't know how that was not targeting.
I don't know.
I do not know how that play was not targeting.
I mean, he got a helmet contact into a suplex. That was a nice combo there.
Yep.
It's always good when the
Hey,
when the mouth
but
guard
also
goes
that
flying.
was a pass over the middle, and it
right.
worked.
Successful. Weird. Holy
it
shit.
worked.
Almost like
It
we've
was-
been calling for that.
It was a degree short of a Peyton Manning Austin Collie hospital pass, but it worked.
It's
I'm
not
so
too
glad
soon,
Stevie
but it's still
recognized
too
that.
soon. Yeah.
Mike, do you know that?
I
Peyton Manning.
apologize. I was not paying attention.
I would say that was a degree short of a Peyton Manning Austin Collie hospital pass.
Oh, I do get the reference. Yes, I do. You, Christian, that was our favorite soccer friend who is saying he told me so because he also said the Hokies were going to win tonight.
Yeah. No.
We'll also not go into too much detail about this because of the privacy of stuff. But Steve, did you see what Mike got from our soccer friend and put in the Slack earlier today?
Oh, geez, no. What did I miss?
It's about the individual that you were both asking about.
Oh, great. I mean, that explains a lot about this season.
Yeah.
Well, here's hoping for a long run in the postseason, or at least a run in the postseason, or getting to play in the postseason.
Well, I'll be glad to go back to Football Manager after this.
I'm going back to Spider-Man 2 after this.
That's a good thing to go back to.
Yes, that is a very good thing.
Can confirm.
I am
It's
still
fun.
looking for funds to acquire a PS5. So that is also something that is holding me back on that quest.
I'm still watching a Sam Jackson ad for the third time in a row.
Oh, congratulations!
Oh, God. Okay. My screen just went completely black that you guys were on. I was like, did my computer just shut itself down?
I mean, the Football Manager. I just got promoted from the 6th tier of English football to the 5th tier in my
Nice.
first season. So that was very, very nice. This is still my first time playing Football Manager. I'm actually liking it.
Oh, FM is phenomenal.
Yeah. It'll be interesting when I start another save with Man United and see how I take over that with all the more resources they have, because I'm like scrounging for stuff right now
Yep.
in the 6th tier of football.
Oh, that's half the fun of the challenge, though. You pick somebody as far down and see how high you can bring them up. Come on, we got the Bills. I got the Bills. I got the U.S. women, and I got the Orange. If this continues as it is by halftime, the other two are getting significantly more priority.
If Syracuse doesn't improve marketably, I am actually hard considering ending this live stream early and this watch party early because no one wants to see us watch here and moan for another 2 hours. But another pass over the middle was complete. And this time it's offered in the slot.
You know what's going to be stupid?
Yes.
They're going to end up scoring, get a stop, and then score again before halftime, and then we're all going to be stuck here for the second half.
Yeah, we are.
You're going to be stuck here. I eventually have something across the street. Doesn't have to be right at halftime, but I don't know if I'll be staying until the very end of the game.
I mean, my wife wants to
only
watch Loki
editing.
tonight.
It's not that
so...
much. It's only editing. It's not that much.
Oh, no, it's not editing. I have I'm an AP, right?
Oh, you are? Oh, I didn't know that. So why are you here? Why are you not with them?
Listen, I am planning remotely.
Okay. I didn't know you were still in AP.
Okay, I'm the pseudo extra AP. There's a long story there, but
all right, you're gonna have to tell me more about that in our Slack. Hatcher's now getting walked to the locker room, and
Virginia Tech's player is up and active, and Hatcher is walking great.
Yeah.
All the things are good. Everything's fine. Syracuse football is the dog sitting in a room on fire gif right now.
Indeed.
This is fine.
This is indeed fine.
Have we not used Thunderdan at all?
We used them once.
Like, if we're going to do across the shit.
LeQuint is trying his hardest. LeQuint is trying his hardest out here, and he doesn't have a line that can help him. It's so sad.
No, it's beyond sad. It's just purely depressing. Like, watching, especially, like, think about this. If Ellis is healthy, and I don't know, that changes so many things.
Yeah, he's at this point. You pretty much have to.
Hey, we targeted LeQuint Allen on a pass.
Yes,
it was to the left of him, but we targeted him on a pass.
We missed him horribly, and Chris Bleish turned into a human turnstile. But other than that, everything was great.
This continues to reinforce the point that this is not Jason Beck's fault.
Oh, sorry, that was Jacob Bradford.
Yeah,
wrong.
But also Bleish wasn't blocking anyone there for a good 3 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I still this is.
Oh, maybe a free play. Hey, nope, never mind. That play's getting called dead. It looked like a free play, but no, it's getting called dead.
You didn't see me doing this, I guess.
Yeah. Oh man.
Why would we actually do things when we have momentum?
All right, who jumped? Let's see who jumped. It was Enrique.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you there. I'm not sure.
That's what they called, but it looked like he went with the rest of the line.
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay.
Like, normally I have no problem calling people out on false starts, but that seemed a little funky.
Yeah. That did, and unfortunately.
Ground can't cause a fumble.
Yeah, that's not a fumble recovery, friend.
I mean, at this point, you just go for it from here.
I think you have to.
There's
going to be a lot of Syracuse fans
for the record.
There's going to be a lot of Syracuse fans who are going to be angry that he doesn't go for this. I almost guarantee you that Twitter is going to be an absolute crap storm because Dino's not going for this.
Okay, but when does he ever actually go for it when he really needs to?
Never.
If there's one, like, that has to be my absolute biggest critique of him since I've got here, is that he cannot manage a game. like at all. It's sometimes it's the clock management, sometimes it's the extremely conservative decisions to take points when taking the points will do absolutely nothing.
You know what the hidden, and I'm sure when Andy joined Steve and I on the podcast for this on Sunday, you know what the interesting discussion is also going to be for this, Steve? Is if Syracuse is in I almost said Oakland, if Syracuse is in a Las Vegas Raiders situation right now.
Elaborate.
The Las Vegas Raiders would have liked to fire Josh McDaniels last season, but do not have the money to fire Josh McDaniels.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, exactly where we are.
Is Syracuse in that position?
Yes. Meanwhile,
too bad we cannot go to the state fair to help rectify that situation.
When last we left our Buffalo Heroes, first quarter ended and it's 3-0 Buffalo against the Bucks.
Well, good to see that the other upstate New York team is faring just as well. Ironically, the other upstate New York team is also dealing with 1,000,005 injuries. It just happens to be on the other side of the ball that it's happening.
Right. We don't believe in having a defense. It's fine.
It's actually really funny that all the Syracuse injuries are on the offensive side and all the Bills injuries are on the defensive side.
Funny is one way to put it. I'd opt for depressing or any of various other adjectives.
ESPN is focusing a lot on that sideline shot of the offensive line. I do not have the audio on, but it'd be very interesting to go back through the broadcast and hear what was said on that sideline report.
There's a lot of very disinterested things happening there.
That could be a Steve breakdown on its own for like a good 20 minutes.
Oh, I just pulled up Twitter. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are like,
why did you not go for it?
Field goal? Why a field goal?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's what I thought.
I mean, who's down?
Can't tell yet.
Is that
it's either Okachukwu or Lockett. No, it might be McDonald. It's McDonald.
Yeah, the guy who ended up under everybody.
Yeah, it's McDonald.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, friendly fire again. Helmet to helmet, Okachukwu, when he went in for the tackle, hit him.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Did somebody just say with a straight face on Twitter that Dan Quinn should be the next head coach? Because I think someone just did.
I hate people.
Yes, Dan Quinn is definitely going to Syracuse for his next coaching job. Not a NFL team who will pay for his services probably foolishly again.
This is the part I am going to hate over the next however many months.
Is the dumb coaching decision, hires that Syracuse suggestions that they should make?
Yes, the people that they have a negative chance of getting, but are apparently the only option at the same time. Yes.
On Twitter, is Bellamy out there? Because apparently the broadcast just said he got taken to the hospital.
Oh, wonderful.
If he
I
did
see Greg Delane out there a couple of times, and I'm like,
oh boy,
that's
set.
Interesting. Can we also rewind?
Yeah, free play.
How was that not? How are we? Whatever happened with the targeting? It effectively felt like it was just a. Oh, there it goes. Yeah.
Yeah, free play, and add pass interference onto that as well.
No, it's a free set of downs.
Oh boy.
Okay. Yep. Jaden Bellamy has been taken to a local hospital per X. His parents were pulled out of the stands. No comment from SU. Great.
All right, friends, I am actually going to say this to all the people watching on live stream. I think we will be ending this watch party if Syracuse can't stop Virginia Tech or score with the limited time that's remaining here in the first quarter or in the first half.
One
Because
or the other.
I don't think any of us want to be here moaning about Syracuse any longer. And I don't think you guys want to watch that either. But it's fun talking with you guys and reacting to Syracuse. I will fire this up again for Syracuse BC with the slim hope that it's something will be better there.
I will try to join that at halftime from the Dome.
That'll be fun, yeah.
I am seeing a whole lot of Dan Mullen comments.
Oh no!
As you say, oh no.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Roll out to the right. Got there late. Simmons beating coverage. Guy down at the 10.
Great.
Yep.
This feels like
Yeah, Clark. Simmons is mad at Clark because Clark went to double the
almost
under
pulled
guy.
a Schrader move. Great. I'm enjoying this very much.
Yeah. We will stop this at halftime because this is not going to go well for any of our mental healths. Well, again, we will fire this up for Syracuse BC. Hopefully, Syracuse can take down this BC team that's coming to the Dome next week. And hopefully, Dome Sweet Dome actually plays a difference.
I really wonder what this game is doing for the mental fortitude of this team.
Yeah. You know what's also going to be interesting? What attendance is going to be like for that Syracuse BC game.
You know what? I will check Ticketmaster now and see what it looks like.
Because I have a sneaking feeling it's not going to be good as Virginia Tech is about to go up 30-3. Where did Sicko's committee have this game ranked on Sicko's games of the week?
I don't know, but I think this, officially answers the question.
Syracuse is not good.
Yeah, no, very not good. I would take mediocre.
This was ranked 10 on their Sicko's game of the week. So a pretty high ranking, and it's living up to said ranking.
This may sound a bit surprising, but that BC game, at least in terms of tickets actually sold, looks better than Clemson was in the days leading up to that.
Clemson was homecoming, right? Or is this BC game homecoming?
Clemson was more
homecoming.
central. Oh, yeah, so homecoming, yeah.
Okay.
That was, remember
This
when that all
family
came out, we
weekend.
were like, what is going on? Why would you ever put the game that people will already come to as homecoming? And also muddy up the quad with all the other stuff. And nothing made sense.
But it actually, now the whole thing is how many people show up, but as far as tickets sold, it's actually pretty solid.
Yeah.
Of course, now that I'm looking at it, I realize there are probably a lot of tickets all the way at the top that they're just not making available yet.
I don't know. I'll be there in my seats.
And God bless you that you are.
For better or for worse?
Yep.
Mostly worse.
Yeah.
All right, let's see how ineffective this offense can be.
All right, let's see how much of a 2-minute drill this 2-minute drill drills.
The old minute 34 drill.
Yep, here we go. First and 10. Again, 20 personnel. We've been seeing a lot of that for some reason. And
It worked relatively well in the why just commit to the run.
Yeah.
Like
And,
when you have somebody on your tail, you don't try and keep your eyes downfield.
no, yeah, you.
Like, and you have an open field in front of you. Just commit to getting the 5 or 6 yards. Somebody
Yeah.
help him. Somebody help him.
It eventually came.
Linemen always come through on that.
How have you not had targeted Isaiah Jones yet? He's been on the field.
That's.
I mean, I'm not
When you
convinced
only run
he's,
10 plays.
healthy.
Oh, that was a play.
No, that wasn't. That was also a horrible RPO read, or just general. Like he could have pulled that on the counter.
Yeah, I mean, again, Trader has not been making good RPO reads since, again.
I don't think there
Since
was.
he took the hit.
I don't think there was much room for him to go anyway.
No, there wasn't. I didn't see that guy scouting outside.
Yeah, that was blocking.
Yeah. There was just a whole lot of not great. Like that was just a good play. Wow.
Something that was interesting there also, yeah, don't look at that graphic. Something that was also interesting there was that the wide receiver group, especially with no Hatcher, was Alfred Jones and DeMarcus Adams.
Hmm.
And it was Alfred in the slot.
So wait, without
Listen,
without
that
Hatcher.
means there's. Sorry, go ahead, Steve.
Oh no, go for it.
If Alfred in the slot means actually throwing over the middle, I'll take it at this point.
Maybe
That
what
is
they should
true.
have done from the beginning.
All right, 3rd and 12. Schrader runs into Petrie.
Can we at
Schrader
least get a
literally ran
buffalo?
into
Like,
Schrader literally ran into Petrie. Ugh, Steve.
no. And Dino's sitting there like, well, shit.
And Virginia Tech's going to all timeout because you know they believe with 48 seconds left that they can score. Especially when backed up like this. Now Stonehouse is out to punt again, so it looks like he's okay. Good punt. You might have outkicked the coverage again. Oh, kind of
Really?
did, but no. Well, the return man played happy feet way too long for
I feel like
things to happen.
Stonehouse is very good at that.
Outkicking the coverage.
Yeah.
This Syracuse offensive line has just not been it. All right, as the second quarter and first half winds down, and as we will log off after this, let's kind of take stock. What can Syracuse do, if anything, to pull off a better performance against Boston College next week?
Literally anything.
You've got to. This maybe either of you have noticed. Has Joe Moore gotten literally any snaps tonight?
Joe Moore hasn't gotten
As
any
just-
snaps outside of garbage time, and my brain is saying that's because he's not as good as what was initially thought. And I mean, if you remember me watching the spring practice footage, I would concur with that. But it doesn't look like anybody else is any good either. So
I mean, what else can you try at this point? Then maybe trot him out and just see. Even in the second half of this game.
I mean, if he looks shittier in practice than the rest of them, then he's not going to magically get better on film or on game day. And he won't have chemistry with anybody, although it doesn't seem like there's any chemistry as it is. So
There isn't.
the ability, the way they bounce people around the line also confuses me, but whatever. I've always been a staunch, like, put the people in a consistent position and let them understand the people around them.
This is going to be a tough question, Steve, to answer. How much of this is offensive line just being bad? How much of this is on Steve Farmer and like being new?
I don't know if it's on Farmer being new. It may be on Farmer not being able to coach and or execute or coach and or game plan around whatever's going on here. I don't know. I was actually thinking about that prior. Like when I think you and Mike were talking about something in my head, I was going through, the Farmer hire and like whether that was something that needs to be questioned but the track record was sort of there. We were kind of put in a weird spot when Schmidt left, etc. To long story short, it's definitely partly on him, at least. Oh, that's great. I don't know what's happening, but that exasperated something.
Well, it looks like
It's. Can I just say it?
yeah, the
It is coming back.
rest are pointing Virginia Tech way. So
Yeah. It was a personal.
hey, Steve, would you like good news?
Sure.
Josh Allen is in the tent. Steve is slowly dying inside right now.
I'm trying to figure. You know what I'm actually doing right now?
Looking up who your backup quarterback is?
No, I'm looking up who the lineup is for the U.S. women to find out who's going to get hurt in that game. Yeah.
God. Who are the women playing?
Columbia, I think.
Ah, okay. All right, 20 seconds left in half, 3rd and 15. Virginia Tech will do something with the ball. Probably another run play. Dino called a timeout for some reason. Even though we all know if Syracuse gets the ball back, he's just going to knee.
The only thing I can think of is he's praying for a stupid pass and a pick.
That too.
Why is there so much Dan Mullen talk on Twitter?
That's what I was wondering. I clearly don't know my history that well. I know he coached at Mississippi State, but not much other than that. Is there some good Hughes connection?
Let me see.
Yeah, he was a GA here in '98.
Just because Brent Pry was a GA for Virginia Tech doesn't mean that you always go back to a school that you previously coached for.
Yeah, maybe he left here because he didn't want to be here. Go figure.
Yeah, consider that he did 3 more years of GA at Notre Dame after he was at Syracuse. Or 2 more years.
Also, our current track record of bringing people in from Florida. Not great, Bob.
Nope.
When was the last? 2021 was the last year he coached there.
Last year, what?
2021 was the last year he coached there.
Yes.
I was trying to figure out how long he'd been out of the game.
Well, as
I think
Kevin said,
even
at least
Otto
this
was
is
kind of
at
on
least
the
this is
upside.
happening on a Thursday and not on Saturday, so our weekend isn't ruined.
This is true.
This might actually ruin my weekend. This is bad enough that it may just take me all the way through the BC game.
Well, because you're the sicko that's also going to watch this back and make a spreadsheet.
Probably.
See, doesn't deny it.
I lived through the Robinson era, my friend.
Is that LeQuint Allen on punt return doozy? How
Yeah,
about that?
That looks like it.
That is the first time that Syracuse has had decent punt returns since the first 3 punts of the season.
Go figure. You put an athlete in there and things happen.
That's the only good thing to take away from this game.
Yeah. Oh,
That and red zone.
don't worry. My wife just came down. This game's bad enough that we'll be done at halftime.
Hey, Dino's actually going to run a play with 3 seconds left, and it's just a run play up the middle. What a great use of everyone's time. All right, that's halftime. Syracuse is losing
that
to
brings
Virginia Tech
positive rushing
30-3. Virginia Tech is getting the ball to kick off the second half, which means they're probably going to score and put the game to bed.
It isn't already put to bed.
Yeah. All right, but that will also do it for us here. Gentlemen, final thoughts on Syracuse's death of the 2023 season?
Basketball looks good.
As Steve said on the podcast last week, he is not dreading basketball season.
Yeah, it's the first time I've actually been excited about basketball season in a good long while.
And for probably the first time in quite some time also, we might have more basketball talk than we do have football talk on the podcast in October.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Well, you can always tune into the podcast, Disloyal Idiots, Sunday at 8 p.m. on every Sunday. And we'll be back on Sunday at 8 p.m. to talk about the rest of this Syracuse game and all the rest about Syracuse sports. That'll do it for the watch party here tonight. Thanks, everyone, for watching. I know it's not what we all wanted to see from Syracuse, but this is unfortunately what we definitely got.
Yeah. Thank you guys for showing up. We're sorry you had to watch that.
Yeah. Again, Sundays
But
at
we
8 p.m.
appreciate you watched it with us at least.
Yeah.
So
Mondays at 8 p.m. Follow on the podcast platforms of choice. Disloyal Idiots. Rate, review, subscribe. Trick the algorithm so that we can trick the algorithm into expanding the Ottoman Empire. And we'll end it reluctantly with a Go Orange.
Go Orange.
go Orange.